Hello, good morning. It's Tracy Daviero here with you for VA Mentor. Hold on one sec. It's so about today. I decided to come out on my back deck. So some of you who've been with me since last year know that I had terrible Wi-Fi out here last year. So I thought today, it's so bright, it's beautiful, but I can barely see my screen. Yeah, so anyway, we got our Wi-Fi, fixed up, moved around, done whatever in the house, and one of the caveats that I gave the installer was I needed Wi-Fi on the deck because we have this beautiful pool, which, well, I can't even show it to you right now because it's actually the liner tore through the winter and it's empty and it needs to be replaced and repaired, but normally it's quite beautiful. And I love to work out here because this is where we get full sun, as you can see, all day long. And so this is kind of a test for me to see how alive goes. It was a little slow loading, and certainly it's very bright out this morning. My goodness! But I want to see how my Wi-Fi strength is, particularly for video, because I do so much of it in my training. So welcome to those of you who have not been to my back deck before. We have a beautiful gazebo here that we'll put up, and it will give us a little bit of shade. But this morning, I'm not letting anybody take any shade away or take. And so dreary and cold and overcast and that kind of thing that it's really, really nice to see the sun. So today I want to talk about research. It's something that comes up for a lot of VAs in terms of whether getting a business started, whether you're trying to grow, anything like that. And so there are good things about doing research and there are not so good things about research. So I thought I'd just cover those on one of our lives and talk about the importance of doing your research right, really more than anything, right? So good reasons to do research or to get good at it, I think is sort of what my point is. You need to get really good at it. It's an excellent skill for a VA to have. We joke all the time, the veteran VAs like myself and some of my colleagues, we joke all the time about people just asking questions and waiting for someone else to answer it all the time. The best thing that you can learn to do in running a VA business, but running an online business at all, running a business that is, there are a lot of questions about it. There's no doubt. There's a lot of things that you need to learn. And there's a lot of things that maybe you need to explain to other business owners who would be your clients or people you're just having conversations with. But one of the best skills that you can develop is the skill of research. And so making sure that you are, that you're looking for the things that you need your questions answered. You're looking for the answers to your questions, but also that you're looking in sort of the reputable places or the logical places. So let me just get started on why research is good. So research is good because it's an excellent skill to have as a VA. It will help your clients, particularly in the online world. A lot of our clients are not that tech savvy. They're not that online savvy. Some of them are, of course. I generalize, but it's it's really good skill to have to be able to find the things that your clients need. But it's also really good for your business. Really good for you to know, if you're looking for information about absolutely anything, whether it's your business setup, whether it's how to market your business, whether it's tools and apps and that kind of thing that that will help you work more efficiently or help your clients work more efficiently, whatever that is. Research is a really good skill to have. So it should be something, if that's not something that you're very good at, and all my stuff's going to fly away. I forgot about this. I got a piece of paper over there. Hopefully it's going to stay there till we're done, but I forget all these things until I work outside for a couple of weeks. So it is a really good skill to have. It's a really good thing to understand and to be able to do well. And it's not something that comes naturally to everybody. So it is really something that if you're not good at it, figure out how you can get better at it. And I'll give you a couple of tips later on in the live for sure. Research is good because you can get answers fast. You can, you'll find a few reputable places, and I'm not going to name a bunch of places where you can do any kind of research, because really what you're looking for depends on where you're going to go, where you're going to find it. But look for reputable places. Don't always just ask somebody. Well, I'll talk about the bad of research in a moment, but it does allow you to get the answers quickly. Google is your friend. This is something that we say all the time as veteran VAs. We say Google is your friend. If you want to know how to do something, Google it or look for it on YouTube. There's two places that are really, really amazing for either providing, white papers or information or whatever. You go to Forbes.com, or you can go to social media marketing, or you can find reputable people who are talking about and creating content around the thing that you're looking for, right? And so you'll determine who those reputable sources are for you. But it helps you to get the answers fast. The other thing is YouTube. If you want to know how to do something, put it on YouTube. Go to YouTube and Google it. My husband always says Google it on YouTube. Google YouTube. But it's essentially the same thing. You're going to search on YouTube, find out how to do almost anything that you need to do because somebody's put up a video for it. So it's really easy to be able to do that. And really, the third piece of research being good, or the good things about research, is that everything is out there. There's almost nothing that somebody has, a question that you've had that somebody else hasn't already had before. There's not a lot of original questions out there. And so do your part to be able to go and find the answers that you need. It's going to make you more resourceful. As a business owner, but also as a support professional, right? I know that one of my clients used to call me Columbo because I could always find everything that she needed, whether it was before we needed it or whether it was afterwards. I always was able to locate those things. And so it was a fun little nickname that she gave me whenever I would find something or whenever I would, come up with some information for her. Research is an essential service that you can offer as a VA. So get really good at it. If you're not already, figure out how to do it. Do a good job. I'll talk quickly about what's bad about it. You can get really, really lost in research. There's lots of people I know who lose lots of time because they're constantly looking, thinking, figuring, not sure, doing more research. And so it can take a lot of your time if you're not really succinct about it. We talk in our time management lessons about, carving out a bucket of time and something with a start and a stop time. And so this is what you really want to do in terms of your research as well, is you want to be able to say, okay, I'm going to research this for an hour and these are the places I'm going to look. You want to be strategic about it. And I'll talk about that actually in my tips as I go. But you can easily lose time and you can lose a lot of confidence as well, because the more you find out there, I'm seeing that I'm a little bit showing my ceiling there. But so the more that you do, sometimes you can get really lost in it. You can lose your confidence in terms of what you thought you were going to find or what was going to happen and what you end up with. So you really want to be aware of that. Also bad about doing a lot of research and totally getting lost in it is that you can have that lack of making decisions. And so if you're constantly looking for another answer, another opinion, more advice, anything like that, you can often get way past the decision-making phase, because then you have what people call it analysis paralysis, right? It's the same thing with research. If you collect too much information, then you're trying to process all the data from that and come up with what is the best solution for you. You have to be making decisions a lot faster in business, and so you want to be able to get really good at that. Never moving forward is the other piece about bad research, as it's sort of the same thing, getting lost in it and not being able to make decisions. If you are still not sure and you're still always looking for more data to support whatever it is that maybe the data that you're finding is showing you that this is about to be a bad decision, and you keep looking for that person to tell you that it's not a bad decision. Well, maybe the data that you have is actually the correct data. Look to see that that's actually from a reputable source. And collect data from several sources for sure, or information or advice or whatever you want to call it. I'll call it data because I think it is. But you're never going to move forward. And in order to be, to be in business for one thing, but to be good in business is, it's really important to be able to move forward every single day, even if it's a tiny, tiny step forward. So what are our tips for doing research well? First of all, if you're not good at it, then learn how to be good at it. Figure out how to be good at it. Figure out what you lack. Do you lack the resources? Like, do you not know where to look? Find out where to look. Do you not know how to sort of qualify the data or the information that you're collecting? Work on that. Do you not know how to stop doing the research? And do you get stuck in that? Do you need to move? Forward? You're not sure how to do that. You're not good at that. Get better at that. Whatever it is in the pieces of research that you need to do, make sure that you're getting really good at all of them. Know what you're looking for. When you're doing research, don't just sort of, I'm going to look, and this is me on my phone, right? Everybody does this on their phone and flings through their social media. and you're just looking, you're not really sure what you're looking for. If you're going to do research, whether it's for you or for a client, particularly for a client, because time on task is what they pay for, right? Then know what you're looking for. I need to find 3 webinar systems that will, provide the features that my client needs. I'm going to find 3. You can do a really focused search, right? So you find out. So you go to maybe YouTube, maybe you go to Google, and maybe you go to a VA group and ask who's running events right now and what are the features of the best webinar platforms that they know. Boom, boom, boom. All this information comes into you. And then you say, okay, I need to find the 3 that I need. So you have to start by knowing what are the features that your client needs. I've looked at all the webinar systems, trust me. And so, what are the features that you need? Put together a little checklist or a little comparison, spreadsheet. Check this one. Yes, yes, yes. These, and oftentimes on YouTube or even on, through Google, people have done these research things already. Check the dates on things and make sure that they're current. And then stop when you get to what you need and make a decision. That's really, the best thing that I can say is know what you're looking for, know how to collect it and how to sort of process the information or the parameters that you're looking for to help you make that decision. You have to know those ahead of time, and then stop after you've reached a certain bucket of time or whatever. You don't want these things to go on forever. You want to say, okay, I got an hour to look for this right now. Especially when you're talking about clients. I've seen a lot of VAs, say, well, this is going to take me 6 hours to research. Nothing should take you 6 hours to research unless it's a massive multi-million-dollar project. You need to really be careful of how you're spending your time and make sure that you're working as efficiently as possible. So knowing what you're looking for, knowing where you're going to look for it, and knowing how you're going to collect the information that is, makes those decisions for you, those little check marks you're putting in your spreadsheet, is really, really important. And make decisions. Say, this is the one that I think is important, and rank if you're doing the webinar software for your client. This is the one I think you should use. These are the reasons that I think that. This is, a couple of drawbacks. It's like if you see any of the comparison blog posts that people put out there for different systems, they'll tell you, this is great about it. Oh, there's these 2 things. I don't know, are these a deal breaker or not? And move on to it. And anything that you're going to research in your business, handle it like something like that. What are you going to charge? How you're going to go after these clients, you're going to offer these services, you're going to set your rates at whatever your packages at, whatever it is. All of these things require research, and all of these things can be handled in exactly the same way. So I hope that gives you some info about research. I think my Wi-Fi connection hung up really well. It's so far so good. But I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.